All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to brain training. My name's Stephanie, and today we're going to be working on components in our body, both kind of external physical and then neurological brain to improve balance. Balance is something that is always on the list of people wanting to improve. So I think it's an important theme to include in the brain training series here. Just a quick note on balance. A lot of times we think balance in terms of, we're going to practice standing on one leg and brushing our teeth or something like that, or maybe strengthening the muscles of your ankles and hips. And yes, that's one component of it, but actually we can train a little bit smarter and go a couple levels of hierarchy above kind of this body proprioception level. We can go a little bit higher in the hierarchy and address what's called your vestibular system, which is actually in your inner ear. And it's kind of like a confusing anatomy thing going on there. But essentially, your vestibular system helps your body perceive the level horizon and perceive levelness no matter what orientation or movement your body goes in. It has almost this calibrated levelness. And so your body is always understanding of like, what is balance? Okay. If your vestibular system is off, it's really hard to perceive horizon level, in a subconscious way. And then it's really hard to balance. So no matter how strong your feet, ankles, and hips are, if your vestibular system is a little bit shifted, then that's what you want to work on is your vestibular system. So we're going to do a little bit of both today. We're going to work on the vestibular system, and we are going to work on some balance kind of structures of muscles and things like that. But I'm excited to share with you vestibular system. So with that being said, we're going to do a pre-class test or assessment. If test is an intimidating word, we're going to do pre-class assessment on ourselves on seeing how well your balance is. So go ahead and stand up out of your chair. And we're going to do two things. We are first going to time how long you're able to balance on one leg. Okay. If that is already too much of a challenge, you're just going to time how long you can balance not holding on to something, not holding on to a walker, not holding on to a chair. Okay. I'm going to put a timer on the screen, my phone, super high tech. And if you want to, watch your own timer, you can do that, but go ahead and do either a double leg, no hands balance, or do your right leg balance. And you can do hands on your hips, spot something forward, any sort of tricks that you already know to do balance. All right. So I'm just I don't know if this is going to be facing forward or what. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. And once your foot hits the ground or you lose balance, then just mark that time. Good. And you can write that time down on a piece of paper so that we don't forget. And if you go more than 45 seconds, we're just going to have to up level you a little bit here. But yeah, I'll cut you off at 45 seconds. Good. Nice job. So if you're already still balancing, go ahead and look right to left and just challenge yourself that way. And just to say, oh, wow, that really throws me off. That's your vestibular system. That's when you change your vision. That's how that's going to change it. All right. All right. Go ahead and pause there. Make some notes on your piece of paper about your right leg. So say, okay, I did it pretty good to up to 30 seconds. But then when I started to look around, my balance got a little bit wild. Okay. We're going to do your left leg now. And if you're doing double leg, you can either do trial 2 or do, or just take a rest. Okay. Here we go.
Stephanie, what do you mean by double leg?
I'm sorry. Oh, double leg, 2 legs. So if you're already challenged, you already know that standing on one leg is really hard. You're just going to balance on 2 legs, not holding on to anything. Carrie, you're on single leg. Do single leg.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks for the question. Good. All right. We ready? Set, go. There you go. And if you get to 30 seconds, then we'll do the eye movements. Yeah, and you don't necessarily have to look at the screen. You can look anywhere. And then when your foot touches, just look at the clock right then. And if you get, you finish early, do a second trial. Rest a little bit and then do a second trial and see if you can beat that first time. You just got to do some math. All right, we're at 30 seconds. So start maybe turning your head or your eyes around the room and see how that changes things. Again, that's a prime example of how your vestibular system, throwing your vestibular system a challenge is going to challenge the balance. And we're going to go for 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Go ahead and make some notes just on that side, that left side. So your time, maybe some experiences that you have, if you just want to say harder, easier, whatever, anything that you have observed. All right, Karen, for you that just came in, we're doing a pre-test on our balance because that's the theme today, okay? So we just tested your right and left side balance. So now we're gonna do a little bit of balance reaction. So balance is all good and well, but rarely in life are we truly focusing on balance. We're usually doing something else and then trying to balance with that, right? So we're gonna do some reactivity balance using this chart. And I'm hoping that you all have a screen that's large enough to see these figures. And if not, no big deal. You know what, maybe we can do is send out a chart. Okay. But what we're going to do here is when the dot is on, oh gosh, this is Zoom right left challenge for me. This is going to represent the leg that's lifting. I'm just going to say that. So if it's on this side of the line, that's the side leg that you're going to lift. What is that going to be? Your right leg? Give me a nod if that's your right side. Okay, thank you. Okay. And then if the dot is on this side, you're going to lift your left leg. And then you bring it down. And then if the dot is in the center, you're just going to reach your arms up toward the ceiling, like just bingo. Okay. All right. So this is a see, decide, act, balance drill. And if you need to hold on to something, you can hold on to something. If you all are sitting on the floor and you want to do this, just, sitting in if you're sitting in a chair and you want to just do it, lifting a leg and lifting your arms, you can certainly do that too. All right. So you're going to go through this chart. I'm going to time you for a full minute and I want to see how far down you can go. If you get to the bottom before the minute ends, you'll start back at the top again. And I don't know if I read that. You're going to read it like a book. I think it's like this. Read it like a book, how you would a book. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to go 1 minute as fast, but as accurate as possible. Try not to fall, get a good balance. And you're going to start at the beginning again if you finish early. Ready, set, go. No, it's hard to read. Nice. As fast, but as accurate as possible. Try to have like a little balance moment when you lift that leg up. It's confidently lifted. Again, remember you could do this just seated in the chair too. You just lift one knee up, lift the other knee up, and then both arms can go up too. You got about 15 seconds. There you go. Nice. Lift your knees up. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. So if you went one time through, that'd be 1. If you went one time through plus 4 dots, you would say 1 plus 4 or 1 plus 10 or 2 plus 5, 2 times plus 5. After you write down your score, go ahead and just walk around the room just to kind of reset yourself. Now, I understand there's a learning curve that and also, yeah, so like first time through, okay, you're going to only get so much. So we're going to do this one more time and just try to match or beat your score. And we'll kind of take maybe, the second score or an average of the two. Okay. All right. Same rules. Again, if you're seated in the chair, David, you could just do knee lifts and arm lifts. Okay. So you can still go through that full minute working together. All right. Ready, set, go. Match or beat. There you go. About 15 seconds left. Good. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice. So tally up your score. Again, 2 times plus 5 or 2 times plus 20, or you could even say 2 times minus 3 if you want to do it that way too. Yeah. Awesome. We good? Great. Okay. So we have a little bit of a preliminary check here. Let's go ahead and take your letter ball or whatever object you're going to toss around. I forgot to mention too at the beginning of class. So your vestibular system is a function of both the strength and range of motion available in the muscles that move your eye. So we're going to be training that. And we're also going to be training a little bit of the range of motion available in your neck. Okay, so we're going to go eyes, neck, and then we're going to do a little bit of footwork too, just to kind of get the extraneous. So go ahead and start tossing your ball around. If you know what you're doing here with the letter ball, go ahead and go. I'm just going to explain it for anyone that's new. So you're just going to toss an object or a ball up towards the ceiling, catch it, and then laser focus your eyes on the ball wherever you catch that ball just for a moment. If you have markings on the ball, like I've written letters or have letters on my ball, you'll say out loud the letter or marking that you see on the ball. Okay. And if you don't have the markings today, next time you come back to class, maybe have a ball that you have drawn markings on. So we're going to go ahead and just toss the ball up to yourself. Say the first thing they say. And the idea with the letter ball is to make it really crazy and spontaneous. So, in some ways, it's really hard to surprise yourself when you're playing this with yourself. So playing this with a partner is a lot better for the nervous system because you want to get that surprise factor of like, whoa, the ball's coming at me. And I had to react to it. Another way that you can get the letter ball to be a little bit more surprising is if you throw it against a wall and then catch it back. That's a little bit more chaotic, right? We're going to do this for another 30 seconds or so. And make sure I'm not saying my letters or numbers because I don't want to be annoying on the microphone or more annoying than I already am. Ooh. Good. Maybe 2 more tosses. Mine's going all over the place because I got a corner here. Good. And last one. Nice job. All right, go ahead and take a seat, or you can be standing. We're going to be doing some eye drills here. You can take a seat if you would like. Sometimes that's helpful so that if you do lose balance, then you are here. All right, so we're going to either take a thumbnail, or a pen or pencil. Mine has a peacock on top. And we're going to hold that about a foot or 2 in front of our nose. And we're going to take our other hand and hold our chin so that we make sure we're not turning our head. Okay. So right here, we're going to just take our peacock on the end of our pencil and pull the eyes to the far side of your face. You get to choose which side you're going to work with. So you're going to pull your eyes all the way to the edge, and you're going to get to a point where it kind of hurts. It's like a little straining. I know your head wants to turn, doesn't it? So we're stretching those eye muscles all the way out to the side. Good. And then bring it back center. If you need to blink a little bit, blink. And then we're going to switch hands if you'd like. Go over to the other side and stretch your eyeballs to the far corner of your face. Okay. Good. So again, vestibular function is a combination of how well your eyeballs move within your eyeball socket and how well you're able to move your neck as well. Okay, so we're working on the eyeball component right here, trying to get those muscles within your eyeball socket to stretch, literally those little eyeball muscles. Catherine, just careful you're not turning your head. That's why we do it on video live, so I can call you out. Good. Go ahead and just do that a few times. And again, you should feel strain in those eyes. If you don't feel strain, you're not going far enough. It should be a little bit uncomfortable. If you get nauseous or a little bit like woozy, just take a pause, close your eyes, take a couple breaths. That's a normal reaction to some of this work. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Good. And then we can put that pencil down when you finish those last 2. and then grab your throwing object, your tossing object again. I'm just going to come onto my knees so I can stay in frame. All right, so right here, we're going to take the ball in, let's say your left hand. Good. And we're going to pass the ball over into the right hand. Hopefully your object is small enough that you can palm. Find something that you can. Good. So right here, we just have the ball going from right to left. If you're looking forward right now, that's fine. I want you to look forward, maybe at your screen or something in front of you. And I want you to just notice that there is a thing happening in your environment that's moving around. So you're using your peripheral vision right now to see what's going on around you. This is important because we don't always want to be looking at, say, the ground when we're walking. We want to be able to see the ground maybe with our peripheral vision and actually look forward to where we're going. All right, same thing. So we're going to bring that ball low and out to the side, low and out to the side. Good. Still tracking that ball with your peripheral vision. You're looking forward. You may blink. Yeah. Again, you should always see that object in some ways. That's why using a brighter color is really nice too, because it really stands out. Nice. Who's getting a little arm workout too right here? Last two. Good. And last one. Nice job. Good. All right. Bring it on back. Let's grab your pen. Bonus points if you find a pen with a peacock on it. All right. So right here, we're going to go up and down as well. So we did left and right. Now we're going to go up and down. Same idea. Make sure your head is not moving. And we're going to pull the eyeballs to the top of your eyeball sockets, which I find to be dizzying for me. And disclaimer, I don't have Parkinson's, but I have had concussion. So I do feel this work different than you, but I still feel it. We go up and down. Good. And then what's kind of interesting to note too is which directions do you feel more strain or less comfortable in? Strain, less comfortable, and which ones are easier for you? And I often find that looking down is easier for me because I'm constantly doing that, right? Like on my phone or reading a book. The down always seems a little bit less troublesome for me. And then looking up is really when I get in trouble. Maybe one more on each. And then we'll take a break from that very tedious and specific eye tracking to do the letter ball tossing drill again. So same thing that we started with, the letter ball tossing drill. This is another way to do eye tracking, getting your eyeballs to move in all sorts of places. It's just a little bit more fun. So go ahead and start with your letter ball. If you really want to get wild with it, you can close your eyes, toss the ball, and then open them as the ball is coming back down. Okay. So if you need some ideas to make this a little bit harder for you, you would close your eyes, toss the ball, open your eyes, and then the ball is going to be coming at you. Good. And I'm just watching some of y'all work through this. Now, what's interesting here too is if you take, actually come on back real quick or take a pause. When we were doing the eye tracking drills, more so when I did the up and down, I said, take note of which sides or which areas are more challenging for you. And those are sort of the ranges of motion that you need to be taking your eyes more often, both throughout the day and in your letter ball drills in general. Okay, so if it's hard to bring your eyes up, we want to be bringing our eyes up more often in the letter ball. If it's harder to go left, this is your left. If it's harder to go left, you're going to be wanting to toss the ball in areas of maybe your up left quadrant so that we're training our eyeballs to go in that direction. Okay, so let's break out, do the letter ball drill again, but get more specific about the ranges that you're throwing the ball now. Okay, so chaos is good. I love chaos. I love spontaneousness. But if you bring that ball up into a quadrant that you're not working through, it's going to just hone in your drill a little bit more specific to you. Okay. I don't know what that is for you. You have to determine which area of your eye tracking is hardest. All right. So I'll give you another 30 seconds or so to work through that drill. Again, you can do the eyes closed thing. You can do the bouncing off the wall, which I really love the bouncing off the wall. If you have a partner in the room or later on today that you want to do this. Yeah. And you can tell your partner, you say, hey, throw it to my left quadrant. That's going to make me pull to the left more often. Great. 10 more seconds. Good. And 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Bring it on back. Excellent. All right. So we talked about eye tracking. We also need to work on neck movement. And first I'm isolating them for us, and then we're going to combine them all together as we go. So this next drill, you need to be looking at something not on your person. So like not holding the pen, but like going to the wall and finding a Snoopy in your spackle, or, you know, an object on your bookcase that's eye level. All right. Once you get there, we're going to be laser focus on that object that's on the wall, and you're going to turn your head left and right, but your eyeballs will always be on the object. Okay. Find something interesting in your room that you want to do that with, and it should be eye level. You can do this standing or seated. Okay. It's better if you do it on something that you are not holding. Otherwise, sometimes this happens. Okay. And you want to be relatively close. You want to be maybe like 2 feet from that object. Okay. And you're going to do about 10 passes right and left. 10 passes. So if I'm looking at an object right here, and make sure that you're getting as far as you can. So just like you did when you did the eye tracking, when you were pulling your eyeballs to the side of your face, your head rotation should pull your eyeballs to the side of your face. It's just in a different way. Yeah. And I realize some of us are wearing glasses too. I wear glasses too. Just work with what you got with the glasses. Good. Nice. Good. After you've done 10 passes or so, go ahead and blink 5 or 6 times. And then we're going to do a quick lap around the room just to reset your nervous system. A lap around your room, or marching the feet in your chair once you're done. I always feel like even just halfway through this class, my peripheral, I feel like I have spidey sense in my vision. Like I feel like my vision field has just just really grown. I always like how this feels. Alrighty. Because to be honest, a full hour of this brain training is quite intense. Really, you want to be doing like 10 to 15 minutes a day. So as you guys are learning, as you're learning the drills and things, pick out your favorites and do those in the morning when you wake up, just to set your nervous system up for a good organization. All right. So enough talking. So we're going to go object again, but now we're going to go on the diagonal. So let's disco with your chin. So you're going to go up to the right and then down to the left, but your eyeballs are always looking at your object. You might find that your eyes skip. Okay. Yeah. And I hold my finger on my nose to keep that trajectory. Okay. You don't have to do that. Good. So your eyes are always on the object, and then up and down. Make sure that you're truly going on the diagonal. So it's like up and over, not just the rotation again. So really lifting your chin and dropping your chin down toward your throat a little bit as you work the right and left. This one's a good one when you do it on your own. Film yourself doing it, because perception can be different than reality on your trajectory. And since I'm not your individual coach right now, I can't tell you as well. Good. You're going to do about 8 to 10 passes, blink 5 or 6 times, and then do a lap around the room. Or stomp your feet out 10 times. Good. Or both. Good. Nice. All right, come on back. We're going to do that other side diagonal just to finish up this drill here. So eye on the object, up, upper left quadrant, bottom right quadrant. Use your hand on your chin or your nose to help direct the movement. We know sometimes the perception of what we're doing in our body is different from reality. So use all these different body feedback tools to help you better understand. Good. And I would say, Karen, get up a little higher in that upper quadrant. Lift your chin. Like you're pompous, like all the way up. There you go. Up on the diagonal. Yep, that's good. I know it's so tricky. Keep your eyes on that object. It's your favorite object. David, looking good. Nice job, man. After you've done about 8 to 10 passes, nice and slow, again, stretching that range of motion. Blink 5 or 6 times, take a lap around the room. And we're going to grab the letter ball. I'm going to do this kneeling, just so I stay in frame. You can do it kneeling, standing, or seated. There we go. All right. So we're going to take the ball in your left hand, reach it up on the upper left diagonal. Good. Take your head and your eyes to that ball. And if you have a letter on it, say the first letter that you see out loud. And then we're going to pass the ball over to the right hand on the low diagonal. Follow the ball as that happens. And then say the first letter or number you see. Okay. So we're just going to pass the ball on the diagonal and follow it up and down. Good. Up and down. Up, down. We'll do that 3 more times here. Excellent. After your 3, blink 5 times, reorient yourself to the room. And then of course, you're going to do the other diagonal. Very predictable. Here we go. Up, first letter or number you see. Follow the ball as it traces down on the down diagonal. What I like about this stuff too, it gets a little bit of upper body range of motion too. Good. Maybe 1 more, 2 more. Nice work. And bring it back in. Nice. All righty. So we've done a little bit of eye tracking, We've done a little bit of neck movement. We're going to finish up with a little bit of neck stretches just to finish this up. Real quick, just place your hands on your thighs or on your hips, depending on what position you're in, and just turn your head to the right and see how far behind you you're able to see, like what objects can you see? Again, that would be pulling your eyes all the way to the right corner of your face, yeah? And then go ahead and turn yourself to the other side. So just checking your neck range of motion. How far around you on the left side can you see? What objects can you see on that side? Good. And let's just do that 1 more time on each. Stretching fully those eyeballs. Nice job. Sitting up nice and tall too. Make sure you sit up tall. That'll give you more space in your neck. Great. One of my favorite neck stretches right here. We're going to grab your fingers, are going to come around the back side of your neck. Yeah, move some hair if you have hair. I always have a little fuzz back there. And then hands are going to come all the way around. So we're going to grab the tissue. So you have to have strong, like kind of strong, like rock climber grip on the tips of your fingers. Okay. So we're going to grab the tissues and we're going to look to your elbow as you turn your head the opposite direction and pull the fingertips across the back side of your neck. I'm sorry, you're going to turn your head and your eyes towards your elbow and pull your fingers across all the structures in the back of your neck. Okay, so you want to grab all those tissues. They're going to feel like up and down vertical kind of columns of tissues. You want to pull those like you're strumming a guitar really aggressively, maybe like a toddler would. Good. And we'll just do that a few times. Start really far over to one side, grab all of that tissue and pull. Yeah. And if you have a hard time getting your arm behind your head, you can kind of do this in the front of the neck too, where you're kind of like pulling, sorry, you're pushing the tissues this way and back. I don't like this as much. So if you are able to get your hands behind your neck, do that. Yeah. Good. And we're going to do that 3 or 4 times, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. I love this one. It's very quick and very effective. This is a Feldenkrais kind of tool, I think. Yeah. So we're going to go eyes to the elbow, pull the tissues across. Nice. And again, you're going to do it 3 or 4 times. And you know what? As long as you're kind of giving yourself a massage back there, minimum, minimum ask, that's going to do a wonder. Good. Nice job. All right. And then right here, we're just going to get, this is very general. We're not going to go through the whole thing. Just grab your skin on the front part of your neck, and one of 2 ways. You're either going to make circles like you're rubbing in lotion, but like really aggressively rubbing in lotion, or you can actually lift the skin and roll the skin around. This is my favorite way. Okay. And it's important that you're influencing the skin. If you're going too deep and like there's a lot of structures underneath there, don't grab deep, just grab this, just grab the skin. Yeah, I don't even need to like give you a reason for that. Yeah, and even down here too, like next to your collarbone, right on top and underneath the collarbone, you can grab all that skin too. Good. Once you've done one side, you can do the other side. You can be really chaotic with it, or if you're type A OCD, you can go kind of down in columns, and this is called skin rolling. And no, this isn't going to make your skin on your neck more saggy. I know you're thinking it. It's going to bring blood flow, elasticity to the tissues. Yeah. Good. Nice. All right. And then once you feel like you've gotten both sides relatively decently, go ahead and bring your hands back on your thighs, and we'll just retest that range of motion in your neck. Try to recreate your pre-test. Okay. So we're not giving ourselves false positives here. Go ahead and go into that range of motion. See if you can see an object further beyond what you saw earlier. And then twist to the other side. See if you saw an object. Yeah. Nice. Hopefully you got a little bit more range of motion on one or both of the sides. Nice. Just quick interventions to help with your neck, right? All right. So we're next going to take your peacock pencil, and we're going to combine eye tracking and neck movement at the same time. So right here, the peacock, aka the tip of your pen, is going to go to the left, and your eyes are going to follow it. Your other hand is going to help you direct the chin in opposite direction of your peacock. Got it? Okay. So peacock goes one direction, chin goes the other direction, but your eyes always stay on the peacock. Stretch it. Stretch that range. Maybe hold a moment on the end and then bring yourself back center. We're going to do about 5 or 6 on one side, and then we'll do 5 or 6 on the other side. Okay. And don't cheat yourself. For me, I'm like, oh, I could go further, but then the peacock kind of disappears. So I'm just going to be honest with myself and say, this is about it for today. Last one. Good. After you've done about 5 or 6, blink it out, do a lap around the room if you kind of need to calm yourself down. Yeah. Not a lovely feeling, but long term, it's good. All right, here we go. Other side. Oh, my body doesn't like going this way. Yeah. Yep. And again, feeling nauseous or like a little overwhelming feeling is relatively normal. It just means that you hit your wall, you pushed yourself to your edge, which is a good thing. You need that. You need to push yourself, but also don't go past that point of like no return where you're not going to feel great for the rest of the day. Wow, this side is real tough. I've got one more in me. You do you though. If you got a couple more, go ahead. Awesome. All right, let's grab that object. Last bout of letter ball. Go ahead and do some letter ball drills here. You're going to toss the ball. I lost mine. Take note of which areas, again, you need a little bit more development in. Good. And another thing that would be really awesome is if you go so crazy that you have to like move your body a lot to catch the ball, like make yourself work for that ball. Maybe get some lunging in, maybe get a squat in for some of you very overambitious people. Maybe catch the ball and squat down. Adam. Good. And we'll do about 30 more seconds. That's it, Carrie. Squat right when you catch it. That's it. So we can make these drills quite athletic too. We'll go about 30 more seconds. Good. 3, 2, and time. Nice job. All right. So come on back to your station. Come on back to your station. Usually I say come on back to your mat, but we're not really doing that. We did a lot of work pulling the eyeballs to the edges of the face, the sides, or at least that's what I was cueing a lot. We are going to do one drill that's going to pull the eyeballs to the center of your face. This is called convergence. So can you bring your eyeballs to the center? And that may be, a whole nother theme that we can do. I won't get in too much to it, but essentially we're just balancing out both sides. Okay. So we're going to take, I know I was doing this to like show you that, but we're going to take our pencil, and these are called pencil push-ups. And we're going to so make sure the peacock is clear, and we're going to pull the pencil towards your nose as slow as you need to go. At some point, it's going to get blurry or like you're going to go cross-eyed. So once you approach that range, you're just going to go a little slower and see if you can adjust, pull in a little bit more, adjust, pull. It's like very small. And then once you've gone, as far as you can go, just reset yourself back out. Now, if you have a very dominant eye, you may notice that your pencil starts to like wander over to the side. So just make sure that you're going directly towards your nose. And if you have a Brock string, that I like using the Brock string for that reason, for convergence drills. But if you don't know what that is, or you don't have that, pencil works great. Yeah. So Adam, you would just slide the bead on the string. It'll just keep you more honest in the center of your face. Good. You're going to do about 10 to 12-ish of those. And when you're done, you can blink 10 times and then walk around the room. Beautiful. If you got done extra early, you can play letter ball for one extra time here, because there's a few people still working. I want to make sure everyone gets the time that they need. All righty, great. So we did eye tracking, we did neck range of motion, and I promised just a little bit for your feet. Balance is also about how you are able to spread your foot out on the ground, because if you have a bigger range of motion, a bigger base, you're going to be able to have a better balance, right? Think of a pyramid, right? They have a big base. So the bigger the base of your foot, the more ground you're able to balance on. And secondly, the better you're able to feel the ground under your feet, the better your body's going to be able to pull that information up and make all these micro adjustments at a moment's notice. And you can almost bypass the brain in that way. So this next bit is just meant to help you increase the bottom size of the size of your foot. That sounds funny. You'll get it when we do it, and also bring some sensation. So you're just going to need a ball, a small ball. A tennis ball works great. I also mentioned like a can of hairspray, or like a smaller diameter can works great. Yeah. Something kind of soft is even better if you have that preference. I'm going to just move my camera down to the ground so you can see what's going on with my feet. All right, so we're going to take the ball, and the ball is just going to go underneath your foot. If you need to hold on to something for balance, of course, do that. You can also do this seated. It works a little bit better if you're standing, but seated is great also. So the ball is just going to come underneath the foot, and we're going to push and try to squish that object. Maybe you've heard like rolling out the bottom of your foot. I don't love that, actually. I love more of a pressure in. Okay. And make sure you get all the way down to the very tip of your heel bone, and then all the way back and all the way to the tops of your toes. You want to be able to kind of spread the toes around the top. And if you want to reach down and even make that happen, you can do that too. I just ordered some toe separators. I'm excited to get them in and play with them. And then bring the ball all the way to your heel. And we're just going to do, I always think of like Grease, at the end when Sandy's like putting out her cigarette. That's what I think of. Good. Nice. Give it one last little pump in each spot. Beautiful. And maybe I would do this a little bit longer if I was doing this on my own, but just for time's sake today, go ahead and bring your feet just side by side and stand up nice and tall. And maybe close your eyes if that feels right, and kind of notice the difference between the foot that you just did and the foot that you did not do. And maybe come up with an adjective that you would describe the foot that you just did. Sometimes I find the word windy. I don't know why windy comes to mind, but any adjective is valid. Great. So if you think that's worth doing the other side, let's do the other side. So again, we're going for both like flatness of your foot, width of your foot, trying to separate the bones of your feet, and then also increasing your sensory kind of, jump-starting your sensory systems in the bottom of your feet so that you can better sense the environment, and then ground your foot for balance and react to that balance too. Woo. Good. And then you can get the base of your heel. I thought this was quite interesting when I learned it. The heel bone, your calcaneus, is actually meant to wiggle. All of your bones in your foot should wiggle a little bit among each other. You have 26 bones in your feet, each foot, 26 bones. And you want to have some play between all of those bones. Beautiful. Make sure you get over the top of that foot too. One last squash or whatever feels good for you right there. Excellent. I should have told you that you need to take your shoes off, huh? Go ahead and stand up, and hopefully you feel a little bit more grounded in that foot as well, and maybe even more so than the first foot because it's new. Beautiful. All righty. That's another great one to do right first thing in the morning, kind of wake your body up. All right. Take a lap around the room. You all walk at least some bit throughout the day. So just feel your body as it walks, because that's a nice assessment as well. And then we're going to go in and do the timing that we just did, or reassess our balance. Good. All right. Are we ready for the retest? The pressure's on. Did it work? So my mentor always says, one of three things will happen. You'll get better, you'll get worse, or you'll stay the same. Okay. All right. So we're going to do right foot first, right foot, or stand on both legs and don't hold on to anything and just see how long. If your balance goes quick, do 2 trials in the time that maybe someone else is doing 1 trial. Okay. And if we get to 30 seconds, you'll move your eyes around. Are we ready? Let's let David get set up. We're all a team. David, you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Good. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good. And maybe don't look at the screen. Maybe just look at something beyond. Look at that object. And then when you bring your foot down, look at the time. There's so many other things that you could note while you're balancing too. The ease of breath, the relaxation in your shoulders, the ease of the balance. Look at you, David. You're like getting, yeah. Nice job. Good. If you haven't already started moving your eyes around, maybe move your eyes around. See if you're able to still kind of hold yourself. Maybe not, maybe. And 3, 2, 1. Good. I'm going to cut you off right there. So look at your number or your time from round the first set and give me a thumbs up if you got better, thumbs down if it got worse, and sideways thumb if it was roughly the same. Good. Good. Honesty. Love it. Okay, good. Let's try the other side. Ready, set, go. Left leg? Yeah, other leg. Good, cool, calm, collected. Oh, Walter, that seemed better. Yeah, and you were even moving your eyes around too. Nice. You're at about 30 seconds if you want to start challenging that balance with some eye movements or even head movement. Maybe you keep your eyes in the same place, but you move your head. And I'm going to cut you off in 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Wow. I'm impressed. Definitely. Okay. Look at your time from round 1 or from first. Better, worse, or same. Excellent. Nice. Great. All right. So now we're going to go brain speed. We're just going to we'll do this one time through. Okay. One time through. And again, the rules are you would go starting here, I believe. If the dot's in the middle, the arms go up. If the dot is on this side, you would go to the left, right? If the dot's on this side, you'd go to, I don't even know, rights and lefts. Coordinate the rights and lefts. Thank you. Yes. All right. So, and then again, if you finish early, just start back over. All right. Ready, set, go. And you can do this even just with bending your knees there. David, if you want to keep standing, just bend the knee of the dot. Or just even think about it. Yeah, just get the brain body connection in there. Nice. Got about 10 seconds to go. As fast but as accurate as possible. And 3, 2, time. Nice job. Oh, all right. So figure out what your score is if you need to count the dots. So if we were in a research study, objective data would say, okay, we need to improve the score. It's raw value. So that has obvious validity in that score. However, we can't discount quality as well and experience. So if you also noticed an increase or a decrease in quality of movement, or the experience seemed less, maybe you were less anxious about it, we could say that would be, outside of research, we could say that was an improvement in some degree. All right. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or center if you improved your score or decreased or about the same. Excellent. Awesome. So of those 3 things, I think everyone increased something. Am I right? We increased something. Excellent. All right. That was a lot. And I think you guys all followed pretty well. So we did lots of vestibular work. We did some eye tracking. So stretching the eyeball muscles, we did range of motion in our neck, and we did a little bit to increase the proprioception of our feet. I want you to take 2 minutes to find a comfortable position, either in your chair, relaxed back. You can lay down on the floor. You can sit in a cross-legged meditative kind of position, something that feels comfortable for you to just kind of let your body go. And it's an important time for you to replay everything that we learned and really draw all those skills into your brain and pull them into a more permanent place in your brain. Okay. So again, we're going to be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll try to be quiet for 2 minutes and for you to just reflect and mentally journal that experience. Great. And I feel like that 2 minutes was a really long time, but I swear that was 2 minutes. All right, go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Let that exhale flow through your body and out through your feet. Excellent job. Thank you for joining me and taking a chance. If this was a new class for you, taking a chance on something new and kind of different. We would love it if you are able to donate to PD Active to cover the costs of their programs. We would really appreciate that. I put all that information in the chat. It's just at pdactive.org. And I also put my email in there if you have any questions, comments, or you want to reach out to me and let me know. Again, all of these classes are going to be posted, I believe, and Adam, you can confirm this on the YouTube channel. So if you liked this one, just remember maybe what I was wearing, the gray tank top and red pants, and search for that one on YouTube so that you can revisit the drills. Okay. I'm going to turn off the recording. And if you want to unmute yourself and share some experiences, I'd be happy to hear what you have to say and what you felt.